hello and
Oh, wonderful.
You already have it up.
This is great.
yeah,
So,
Hi, LaWanda.
we have,
Hi.
there's 31 people registered, so we may have more coming in as we go. And our host, and Anita is sort of controlling the hosting of it. And so,
all right, well, tell me when to start.
Okay, well, just give us about another 1 minute and see if more people are coming. Just about 1 minute, that's it.
Okay. Let's get this straight. There we go.
this is lovely. I haven't seen so many of you in a while. It's good to
I
see
know,
everybody.
it's great.
It's just wonderful.
It looks like we're going to have another holiday party on the 16th. On December for Christmas.
Yes.
That'll be lovely.
Yes.
So I guess we can get started then. I just want to thank everyone for joining us today for our virtual Giving Thanks event. I want to just thank everyone that is a part of our DEI Council, for everyone that was involved, from Jamie making the flyer, sending out the RSVP, Nancy Joe's involvement. We had Kevin helped us with getting the music on, and Deborah helping to organize. Carl has been involved with our group, as well as, of course, Craig and myself, and all of the DEI members and the representatives. I'd also like to thank the student representatives that are here today. How many student reps do we have? I see 2 student reps from Men in Nursing, Armin and Robert. Do we have any? I see Cece, who is our DEI representative for the bachelor students. Who else do we have? That I was going to say Jonathan, but Jonathan's young, but he's not a student. He graduated already, right?
We also have, you'll see a little video that Ernesto made for us, and he's on the council as well. I'll show that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some of our council members have classes now, so they couldn't come. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I just wanted to, start by saying thank you to everyone. We have, and then I'll be introducing the dean, but we have just some activities that we wanted to share with you all today, and just to get together to have the Giving Thanks event. I know that 2020 has been just, a very long year. It's not even over yet, and we've gone through a lot, but I think that personally, we're all here and we're all healthy, and we all want to give thanks for that. Hopefully our families are healthy as well. I think we have a lot to give thankful for the nursing class of 2020 that graduated right at the beginning of the pandemic, but we were able to get our nursing students class of 2020 through, and most of them have already taken the NCLEX and have passed successfully and are actually working as nurses. And now we are working on our 2021 graduates, ensuring that they get all of their courses and clinicals completed, because you see Armin is smiling because I know he's a part of the 2021 class. And so that
don't forget our advanced practice.
And don't forget our advanced practice, as Elizabeth said. Absolutely.
They're taking certification exams for CNS or nurse practitioner or both. So they've got a little bit of a different course.
Absolutely. So that's a good point. And then we, all of our graduates in 2020, as far as our DNP, was that our first class?
It was our first class.
Our first class of DNP grads. And then of course we had our PhD grads. And so we just have so much to be thankful for as a School of Nursing. Wonderful leadership, wonderful faculty, wonderful staff, and most of all, wonderful students. And so thank you, everyone. So I would just like to now introduce our Dean, Dr. Linda Sarna, who would like to welcome us and say a few words.
Well, Thank you, Anita, and thank you, events team. You've done a great job once again pulling us together. I shared a message of gratitude yesterday, but I'd like to draw your attention to how happy I am that we all have such meaningful jobs. First, we have jobs, which is pretty fortunate. We're so many in the country suffering. And also that we have jobs of great meaning. I know we're all struggling and we need to be empathetic with one another, but we need to continue to pull our community together. And this is certainly an event that pulls our community together. When we were thinking about my remarks today, I thought I would share with you a little bit about my family, some things that you may not know. So this background is actually from one of my artist sisters. Joyce has done, this is actually a greeting card. I'll move out of the way so you can see how gorgeous it is. She's an illustrator, now retired, who graduated from Yale, and she's done many wonderful award-winning pieces of art. I have another sister, Carmen, who, if you ever have visited a cheesecake factory, she's responsible for all of the murals in the cheesecake factory.
Somebody needs to mute.
Somebody needs to mute their vacuum cleaner. Okay. And my third sister, Roberta, who lives in Martha's Vineyard and who some of you may know, we bought a dress together a while ago. She now works with a support group to raise money for cancer patients on that island. And I'm so proud of them. And we're going to be Zooming this weekend. I'm sure as you're going to be Zooming with your family members, I'm going to be Zooming with my children and my grandchildren. I'm so grateful about that. And what I decided today is I wanted to share with you also another bit of my heritage, and that is a recipe from my Norwegian grandmother for pumpkin cookies. These are pumpkin cookies I usually bake and distribute to some of my faculty and staff. And if you can see the screen here, oh, it's kind of tiny. There's a picture of my grandmother, and my mother is actually standing next to my grandmother holding the chair. And this is Matilda Forsmark's recipe for pumpkin cookies. And this was every year I select a recipe for my children and I print it out and I put a family photo so they'll know. And that you can see I made a mistake. It's not 1 slash, it's a ½ cup granulated sugar. So anyway, these are marvelous, marvelous cookies. So please try it out. Anyway, in conclusion, the Giving Thanks events have always been one of my favorites at the School of Nursing. And I'm so glad we're to be all together. I want to remind all of you, and I keep trying to remind, don't lose your sense of humor. There is hope. And remember that You're on Mute is not a drinking game, although it's tempting periodically to do that. And that coffee, chocolate, and wine, repeat, also are not a bad way to get through the pandemic. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dean Sarna.
you for that so much. Okay, so Nancy Jo, will you be sharing an
I'm going to share a poem. I was volunteered to find a thankfulness poem, and I found one from Ella Wheeler Wilcox. She was born in 1850 in Johnstown Center, Wisconsin, and her poetry collections include poems of passion and poems of peace. And this one's about thankfulness. We walk our starry fields of white and do not see the daisies. For blessings common in our sight, we rarely offer praises. We sigh for some supreme delight to crown our lives with splendor and quite ignore our daily store of pleasures sweet and tender. Our cares are bold and push their way upon our thought and feeling. They hand about us all the day, our time from pleasure stealing. So unobtrusive, many a joy we pass by and forget it. But worry strives to own our lives and conquers if we let it. There's not a day in all the year, but holds some hidden pleasure. And looking back, joys oft appear to brim the past wide measure. But blessings are like friends, I hold, who love and labor near us. We ought to raise our notes of praise while living hearts can hear us. Full many a blessing wears the guise of worry or of trouble. Far seeing is the soul and wise who knows the mask is double. But he who has the faith and strength to thank his God for sorrow has found a joy without alloy to guide us every morrow. We ought to make the moment's note of happy, glad our givings, the hours and days a silent phrase of the music we are living. And so the theme should swell and grow as weeks and months pass o'er us and rise sublime at this good time, a grand and thankful chorus.
That was wonderful.
Thank you. I thought it was very appropriate for our hard times and moving forward.
That
And
was
then
very,
if
very
anybody needs a copy, I'm willing to share. So just
That'd
let
be
me know.
great.
beautiful.
Thank you for doing that. It was just great finding it, sharing it.
Thank you. I had fun looking through all the poetry. I like poetry. I have written poetry since I was young. And so it's something that I enjoy reading. So thank you for the opportunity of sharing.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
I know we have a few people who signed up to share. I think that we could start maybe with a few that have sent in
Mhm.
their sharing. Lisa Chang was going to share, and we have something that Sue is going to put up for Lisa. Did Sue hear me? Here she goes. And
Ooh, I just want to share my lovely daughter and her husband. They were married on September 25th in Santa Barbara, and it was a Zoom wedding. 40 of us were on the Zoom call. They were out in the patio in their hotel, and so we witnessed their marriage that way. And afterwards, my husband and I drove down to Santa Barbara and had dinner with them. And there was just 7 of us, but it was so, so beautiful. You know,
oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
I
That's
know
a beautiful picture.
that was one thing that they spend money on was the photographer, because that's what they'll remember by,
Mhm.
and they didn't need to have that big old party, which, which is way costly. So
Where did they
anyway,
get married? Where did they get married?
oh, it's a Santa Barbara courthouse.
Courthouse. Oh,
Yeah, it's a
beautiful.
Zoom wedding through the
Mhm.
courthouse. Yeah.
Oh,
Wonderful.
And of course, I'm very thankful that everybody around me is doing well and they're all healthy, especially my father. He's he's doing fine. So that makes my day. So it's good time to make thanks. Yeah.
Great.
That's it. Okay.
And then we have one person who's not here, and this is one of our DNP students, Shamsa, and she made a Thanksgiving card for us. And if I can read it, this print is small, but it's the season of gratitude and appreciation. This year has been difficult for so many, and yet we find ourselves more resilient than ever. My silver lining during the pandemic and Thanksgiving is being with my parents and celebrating the first ever Thanksgiving in the United States with me. And I am extremely grateful for that. To the entire School of Nursing family, may this holiday be one of joy, happiness, health, and wellness all around. May this year be, I can't read it,
As dim as it has
oh,
been.
as dim as it has been, is seen as a trampoline for our inner strength, resilience, and positive change for many years to come. Beth Shamsa Malik, she's in our second DNP cohort. Thank you.
I
And there-
have, oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Deborah.
No,
Yes.
go. No,
I don't have any more.
Oh.
Everybody else is going to share their own.
Okay, so I have one to share from another student who was Ernesto Rodriguez, who is a first-year Meccan student, and he is on the DEI Council. And he made a little movie of us, a memory of a family event, which I will share with you in 1 minute. Okay, can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Whoops, what's happening? Uh-oh, 1 minute. Let's try one more time. My screen is paused. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why this is not showing. I'm getting a 0 video. Do you have a copy of it still, Craig, that you can show and share the screen, or no?
I don't, but Sue has it.
Let's see.
Sue's our savior for
Okay,
video sharing.
while she's looking for it, I could go on if you want me to. I did one too that I'm happy to share if I can. Hold on. Let's see. Stop sharing. I'm going to go back to share it again while she looks. Okay. Can you all see a little giving thanks video? PowerPoint. Let me just get it up one way and we will be set. Okay, this is my family, and this is a little history I'm going to share. We have a sweet potato pie, but giving thanks, I'm thankful for many things this year. We moved to California in 1981 to come to UCLA. And this man, if you see him, the elder is my uncle, who is no longer with us, but his 2 daughters are there as well. And my uncle welcomed me into his family. So every single year I had an invitation for Thanksgiving to share with this family. Part of the family was from his wife, which is not my blood relative. This is my father's brother. I got adopted into this wonderful family, and the blonde woman with the gray and white and orange sweater on is my cousin, my first cousin, who has been like a godsend to me. Every single year we go to her house, and she has these celebrations for Thanksgiving and other holidays. Never gets nervous about all the people. Typically 28 is too few for her. She loves having it in the 30s. And we have 3 generations of parties, and you can see one here. I'm so grateful that most of these people are no longer with us. They're looking down and smiling probably at this picture, but they are people that welcomed me and made me and my 2 sons. I came with just my 2 little boys and my dog when I came to California, and actually met my husband Art when I was here. But they welcomed me in and really gave me a family. And this is every year we had to bring one dish, and you had to pass the test in this family. So this was the sweet potato pie recipe that comes from my sister-in-law, Susan, and it passed the test, and I could never vary it. I could never do anything different. Had to be the same every year. And I think that those of you who've been to the Giving Thanks in person have tasted this, but I'm happy to share it with all of you. So thank you. And I'm so grateful for one last thing, which was this year, I'm most grateful to have my husband, because last year at this time, I brought food to him in the hospital and he was really sick. So I'm very, very grateful that he's here, and I'm going to make a dinner just for us. But it's really nice that he had severe pneumonia and now he's home and he's good. And I'm very grateful. Thank you. And I'm going to stop the screen share.
Okay, so I have the video ready, so I'm going to share that now from the student Ernesto
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Can you see? Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Tamales.
They were making tamales. Yep.
Yes.
That is such a wonderful tradition.
We do that at my husband's family on Thanksgiving and Christmas. My husband is his parents are from Mexico, so we all sit around spreading the masa on the the corn husks.
Yeah, we at our house we used to do it at my mom's, and when she passed away, we alternate between relatives. We also have the tamale party. Of course, not this year.
So what are people doing this year? Is there anyone that will be celebrating outdoors?
I will be. Can you hear me? I will be with some, they're like family to me. And I'll be going over to their house and everything. We'll be doing social distancing in the backyard. So it's only gonna be 4 of us. So with masks and everything, except when it's time to eat.
So we're going to do the same thing at our house. We're going to basically, I know in my house, on my side of the family, we always had the traditional Thanksgiving dinner that, you know, starts about 5 o'clock or so. Everyone knows that I'm from Detroit, although
That's right.
now I'm no longer a Lions fan. I'm more of a Rams fan now. But we always watched football, so no one's talked about football yet. And so Thanksgiving means football, and it always meant the Detroit Lions being on TV and losing more than likely. And so that's always a part of our tradition. With my husband, however, his mom always cooked what she called a brunch for Thanksgiving. So we'd have to get up early in the morning, go to her house, get there about 11 o'clock in the morning. I always hated it. It was too early. I wanted to sleep in. And she would have all the same food, turkey, everything. But she also, because it was at 11 o'clock in the morning, there would be eggs and bacon. And so there was a mixture of breakfast food with turkey and dressing. And so she just had all of that. And so this year, what we're going to do because of social distancing is we're just going to have, just like maybe there will be 6 of us, but we'll be outside, and we're going to have it at about 12 in the morning.
Okay.
And we're going to have basically breakfast type food.
I like that.
And my son, whose girlfriend just delivered twins,
Oh.
probably going to spend the evening at her side of the family, where they're going to have the traditional turkey dinner. And we're going to start it off with a brunch with bacon, eggs, and French toast. So
Ooh,
how untraditional.
That's good.
That's very different, right? Our menu is bacon, eggs, potatoes, French toast, coffee, juice, And that's what we're going to be eating in the morning. And then over the weekend, what we're probably going to do is barbecue, because we love barbecue, whatever, ribs and chicken. And so we're going, because we have beautiful weather in Southern Cal.
That's
And
right.
so, you know, we just think sometimes you just do things that are untraditional. We even
That's
thought
right.
about crab legs on Thanksgiving Day. And so ours this year is going to be very, very untraditional. But we'll still be watching football to see if the Pittsburgh Steelers can remain undefeated. That's it for me. You know, I have to add football, right, Mark and Craig?
Yeah,
That's right.
I'll make a comment about the football. That was a great Ram victory last night. And to Willie, if you're on, the race came close, but there's a reason why the Chiefs are Super Bowl champs. They're very good.
I
I
think,
wanted to share.
oh, good. Yeah, Willie wanted to share.
Let me share my screen here real quick. So first and foremost, most of you guys know, I became a father for the first time, you know, back in April 2019. And I'm so thankful, and it brings so much joy to be able to, you know, have Ariel in my life and my wife as well. And I just wanted to share a more recent picture with a view of her. She's getting really big, really fast. And she's 19 months old now and running around the house and, you know, saying words that she can say and almost trying to put together sentences. And it's such a blessing. And when I think of her, you know, she's very sweet, and it made me want to share something with you guys in terms of a tradition that we do for Thanksgiving is we always have a boatload of desserts and sweets. And so my wife let me share, she has a walnut tart recipe that is to die for. It's absolutely amazing. And every year, I try to bring in some that's left over, you know, to share with, you know, with you guys. But my wife said I could go ahead and share the recipe with everybody. So essentially, every Thanksgiving, we always have these walnut tarts. My wife learned this recipe from a friend many years ago, and we've been making it for probably over a decade now. But essentially, I have some pictures down here. I share with it if you ever want to, you know, have the recipe, I can email it to you. But basically, you put together, you know, a crust, and the crust is made, you know, from a cup of flour, stick of butter, and cream cheese. And you kind of mold it into the pan here. And then the filling is what's the most delicious part to me is chopped walnuts and brown sugar with some egg, you know, salt, vanilla, melted butter. And the cooking instructions are there at the bottom for you. But essentially, you stuff everything in there. This is a picture here of it in the oven baking. And then when they get out, you know, they're in these little muffin tins. And while they're cooling, my wife will typically sprinkle some powdered sugar on there, and then you enjoy. This is one of my favorite things every Thanksgiving to have at the end of our meal. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys in case you guys ever had a sweet tooth and wanted to try making it for yourself.
Nice.
Thank you, Willie. These are amazing tarts. I took a picture of the recipe.
Michelle, were you going to share?
Oh, yes. Okay. Let me get my picture up. This is, hi everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. This is a picture from last Thanksgiving. So my husband usually does a collage every year for the family because for Thanksgiving, I not only spend it with my immediate family, which is right here at the bottom with my mom and my brothers. We also spend it with my extended family who, for those of you that know me, when I say family, it really means like my whole extended family with my mom's side. I grew up that way where we celebrated all holidays with my mom's side of the family, with my cousins. And it's great that now that we all have our kids, we get to kind of bring them up that way too. And they don't know any different. So when they think family, it's like everybody. So We usually have about 30 to 40 people in our house, and we host Thanksgiving every year. And yes, you can see we also have Christmas decorations up. So that's one of our things, is we decorate early for Christmas. 5 years ago, because we did have about, I think, 40 people at the house, we decided to have 4 turkeys. And so we had
Wow.
4 turkeys, and we had so much food that by the end of the night, we actually had leftover turkey. And my cousin, who is a chef, decided to just, throw whatever was left over with lots of herbs and cranberry sauce, and he made a turkey salad for sandwiches. And so everyone loved it. So after that, we actually bring and have 4 turkeys every year for Thanksgiving, because we all look forward to those turkey sandwiches that we get to enjoy at the end of the night. And people get to take home a little container that has the salad, and you get to enjoy it for a few days more. Actually, that same year, because I don't know, maybe we thought we ate too much, the following day on Friday, we decided to go bowling. So at the same time, that turkey bowl tradition was also started. And these are right here. These are the kids, our kids, and this is us from Turkey Bowl. So we not only have fried turkey and turkey sandwiches for Thanksgiving, we have Turkey Bowl the day after. And of course, unfortunately, it's not going to be the same this year. And I think our kids are bummed about it because they won't see their cousins. But, we all know that it's not going to be forever. And I think we all just really are thankful that we're healthy, and our families are healthy. And we all just look forward to celebrating, hopefully, the holidays next year again. So.
Okay, where are you in the picture?
Oh, this is do you see the bottom left? So I'm right there. It's so small.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking at all the people and I just, okay, now I see you in that one picture.
This is my immediate family. This is my mom, and these are my 2 brothers. And this is my husband. And this guy are my 2 boys. And this little guy is our newest addition to the family, my brother's son.
Nice. Very good.
Thank you,
Very
Michelle.
nice pictures. Thank you so much.
Beautiful family.
Thank you for sharing.
I think Amy and Jonathan and Michelle were going to share a video. Is it Amy?
Yes. Hi.
There she is.
Here I am. I'm going to share a video. We went ahead and pre-recorded, but I will share that this is our new. We have 2 new little girls that we adopted. This is Hazel, and was rescued from a meat farm in South Korea. So we're working on her, but she's the sweetest little thing. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay, share. Can you see it? You see me?
Yes, yes.
Hopefully the sound will work.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I want to say that this year in particular, I am very grateful for my family, my husband Ludic and my daughter Helen, and the opportunity to spend extra time with them. So you've got to take the good things and appreciate them. It's been a bittersweet year, especially now that it's the holiday season. I lost my mom a couple months ago. But I'm grateful that I was able to spend her 90th birthday with her in February. My mom was a poet. She loved writing poems. She wrote hundreds of poems through her life, many of them silly, many of them poignant, but her favorite of all the poems she wrote were her cat poems. So I'd like to share a couple of those with you today and hope they bring a smile to your face. Ode to Smokey 2. That was our cat. We had a Smokey 1, Smokey 2. I have a cat. Well, actually, the fact is that the cat has me. She tells me when it's time for bed. She says, "You now may pet my head." She says, "Get up upon your feet and get me something good to eat. Then let me out and let me play and let me have my way today. Then serve more food and let me rest. Of all God's creatures, I'm the best." And so it's very plain to see. I have no cat. The cat has me. More Smokey 2. This saying used to make me laugh. Dogs have masters, cats have staff. But never did I fathom that I'd be serving some darn cat. When I call, she hides neath beds. My furniture is now in shreds, sometimes demands food in her cup, then turns around and throws it up. She brings me gifts just for my steak, and one fine day it was a snake. And lizards too, and birds galore. I scream and shout, but she brings more. The most spoiled cat I ever saw. She has me wrapped around her paw. By Barbara K. Wilson in 2008. Thank you and happy Thanksgiving.
Hey, UCLA School of Nursing, it's Jonathan. During this Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for my dog, Jake.
Hello, nursing family. The thing that I'm most grateful for this past year has been my oldest sister having her first baby, making me a first-time aunt. And she's the cutest blue-eyed ball of chub. She's brought a lot of happiness and joy to my family, especially during quarantine. So here's a picture.
Thank you.
Pinchable.
I will stop sharing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Amy. That was great.
And Cecilia is also waiting to share. She's on council. She sent me a text. I don't know if she has to leave early, but she's online to share too.
Oh, yes, I can share next.
All right.
Let's see. Okay. So this is a picture of my family and I, but this is like more of a throwback picture to 2015. So these are my two brothers, and then that's me when I was 15 years old, and that's my dad and my mom. They were both drinking wine, and we got cranberry juice and put it in a wine glass too, just to be like them. But so usually what my parents make is champurrado or ponche. Champurrado is kind of like hot chocolate, but it has a different flavor. And ponche is like fruit punch, but it's like hot fruit punch, but it tastes very good. It's very good. So I do recommend. And we just have like the traditional Thanksgiving dinner with turkey, stuffing, and corn. But before we do that, we do pray before we eat, and then we go around and say something that we're thankful for. So yeah, I guess I want to say I'm really thankful for the family that I have and the support system, especially during during these times where it can be hard, and especially as a student, it does get tough, but I'm very thankful for them because they're the ones that helped me get through this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you. I would just like to respond to a few of the chats and say, Elizabeth, I would like to have that pumpkin French toast recipe. You know, that sounds interesting because I would definitely like to try that. And to tell Holly that unfortunately the Lions played the Bears week 1 this year and lost 27-23.
Go Bears.
So that game happened. That game happened already, and so we don't have to worry about watching the Lions play the Bears during Thanksgiving, which is what we're always used to. But we will have the Lions playing the Texans, and so that should be interesting. And the Cowboys are playing Washington, and the game to watch will be the Pittsburgh Steelers playing the Ravens, because Pittsburgh is the only 10-0 undefeated team. So that'll be the game that everyone's going to be watching, and that won't come on until the evening time. So I'm sure people will be watching that on NBC. So those are your updates for you sports fans.
Has anybody else want to share?
I do, Elizabeth. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. My son and his family moved here from Japan during the pandemic. And it was a really scary time because we weren't sure if they were going to be able to. My daughter-in-law waited for 2 years to get her visa. She's Japanese. Took a whole 2 years for her to get her visa. And literally they got here a week before the borders were closed on the only flight that was still flying to the United States from Japan. And so it was just, and I'm just so thankful that they made it and they're healthy and safe. They're living just outside of Austin. That's where my son got a job. And I just want to say thank you for them being here and being safe and healthy. Here and being safe and healthy. Here and being safe and healthy. Here and being safe. Got a big echo there.
So thank you so much, Elizabeth. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't know how that echo was happening. I don't know how that happened. Okay, is there anyone?
Can I share? So for the last probably.
All right, make sure everyone mutes. Thank you.
So for the last probably 6 years, part of my Thanksgiving tradition is to, you probably won't be surprised, get up early and run a 10K turkey trot. Then go home and make a complete full Thanksgiving dinner with the turkey, the stuffing, the mashed potatoes, the gravy, everything, homemade cranberry sauce, the whole shebang, usually for about anywhere from 10 to 12 family. And you know those people who are kind of like family, right? And so we won't be doing any of that this year because there's no races. And the only reason to run a turkey trot is to wear a giant turkey hat on your head while you're running. So there won't be any of that. And as a vegetarian, my favorite part of Thanksgiving are all the side dishes. So I'm wishing all of you a very wonderful, healthy, maybe somewhat fit Thanksgiving. And it's just wonderful to see you all.
Thank you. I'm Betty Chang. I just want to let everybody know how glad I am that I can keep in contact through Zoom with the school long after retirement. And it gives me a warm feeling to know that I can keep in touch with my UCLA family no matter what goes on. And so I'm very thankful for all of you, and I'm very thankful I'm healthy, and my family is healthy too. So I wish you the very best for Thanksgiving.
That was
I
beautiful.
just want to
Thank
say happy birthday, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. So one of my very favorite things is parades. And I never miss a parade if one is going to be held. And so, of course, you all know that Thanksgiving starts out with the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York. And happily, I found out that there's actually going to be a parade. And instead of a 2-mile parade, it's going to be a 1-block parade. And so there won't be, everything will be televised, and there won't be bystanders who might get infected. So I'm very excited that even though we can't travel and be with family, I'll be watching the parade on Thursday morning. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
So just to clarify, you're saying that instead of the parade going for 2 miles, it's only going to be for 1 block, and no one's going to be on the streets watching it. Is Santa at the end of the parade? I thought Santa had.
I'm sure he is, but I think this was the way they solved the issue of people not just showing up. If they had a parade and they said everybody stay home, that wouldn't work. But if they just bring in 1 float at a time, or probably some of them will be pre-recorded, but it'll just be the television cameras there.
Yeah, it's going to be very different because I'd heard Santa was being canceled. Did anyone?
Oh, that wouldn't be good. No. But you know, that's on my bucket list. My whole life, I've wanted to go see the parade in person. So I better not wait much longer. You know, if there's any other pandemics down the road, if it goes on next year, I might be in New York City.
Thank you.
You can get tickets for the Rose Bowl parade one year. That's something, I did that once and it's wonderful to go.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
used to sleep on the street every year for the Rose Bowl parade.
I live in
Every
Pasadena,
year.
and so we walk up to the parade route every single year. We're at the end of the parade route, which is actually better because we can sit right on the street and the floats are literally maybe a foot in front of you. So yeah, I go to the parade every single year. I absolutely am crazy about it. I have like this funny, weird hair I wear. So I'm right there with you, Holly. I love parades.
Yeah.
So are you saying that that isn't
No,
it
no
canceled?
Rose Parade. Yeah, no Rose Parade this year, no Rose anything. Everything is canceled. There is nothing. Everything is canceled.
My church used to go and work on the floats at the Rose Parade.
Mine too.
And it was a lot of work, right, Anita?
Yeah, my church group went once and worked on the floats. And
Oh,
I did
I did it 5 years in a row. And
Yeah.
then we'd go home, take a shower, change clothes, drive back to Pasadena and sleep on the streets. So we'd be there to watch the parade in the morning.
They normally have something close to 1.5 to 2 million people along the parade route. And it starts literally, there is this whole process for putting your chairs out. You have to actually set your chairs out 2 days in advance at noon, and you must have someone there watching them at all times, or they'll just come pick up your chairs from you. So there's this whole Rose Parade thing. It's pretty crazy. Any of you are more than welcome if we ever get out of the pandemic and have it again.
Okay.
I used to live in South Pasadena for a couple of years, and they actually have a pre-parade route that we used to go and enjoy. So we didn't deal with the crowds. We were just sit at the side of the street and just watch the floats pass by. It was nice.
They also show the floats after the parade. You can go and see them, and they're there for 4 or 5 days. So that's also nice if you can't make the parade. I remember 5 o'clock in the morning, we went on the subway. We were going to go to the parade that way, and it was filled. The tunnels were just filled with people going to the parade, and that in and of itself was fun as well. I want to say
Can I just say one thing about that though, Deborah? I would just like to say, how many people feel that, you know, the day after shopping is just as big of a part of the Thanksgiving tradition as anything else? And that's something that we're not going to have, right? Because maybe that tradition of people, you know, I also come from a family where people would stay up all night and go and stand in line at some of these stores, right? So that when the store is open, people can run in. And so what happened to that tradition? I've heard that tradition, Dr. Sarna said online shopping, that tradition of staying up until midnight and running into the stores, is that tradition gone also?
I feel like the tradition has been kind of waning over the last few years. Ever since the recession, I believe that the stores have been actually kind of making things the Black Friday now, Great Thursday, and then they started just kind of pushing it to the whole month. And there's no longer this frenzy to like stampede into through the doors on Friday anymore.
That's a good point. So now it's the whole week or it's the whole month, because I think I'm going to buy a new TV. I finally want a smart TV.
We're going to do that too, Anita. We are too, after all these years.
I'm finally going to get a smart TV. And so I heard that I don't have to wait until Friday. I can just buy the TV any day this week, you know? So that's what I plan to go shopping for, a new, brand new 65-inch smart TV.
Whoa.
You can do curbside pickup. We actually bought a TV already this week, and then they bring the TV out to you in your car. So it's pretty nice.
Oh, okay, thank you. So you just bought one a few days ago?
Yes, at Best Buy.
Good. All right. So good. That's what I'm gonna do.
Barbara Denman has agreed to do a giving thanks meditation with all of us, a mindfulness and we want to allow 10 minutes. So if anybody else wants to share, please let us know now. Any hands up?
Yeah, this Scott. I can go through a quick list of what I'm thankful for, and you won't be surprised that it's technology. And I'll read them fast because I think you're going to be surprised how many there are. Verizon, T-Mobile, Apple for the iPhone, BenQ for a 4K monitor, Zoom, Google Pixel phone, Google G Suite, Kaltura, SteelSeries headset, this thing, CCLE Home Team for supporting Moodle through the extreme load, MediaWiki, Microsoft for Outlook, Excel, Word, Surface Laptop, which is what I'm on, Dell, which is a backup laptop, TechSmith, Snagit, Palo Alto Networks for the VPN, Box for storage, Slack for communication, browsers, mostly Opera and Firefox, Notepad++, which is a like Notepad, but much better. Utilities, CCleaner, Gary Utilities, BleachBit, Adobe for the PDFs, YubiKey for logging in, LastPass, Duo Mobile, and Stephen for supporting with me the insanity of trying to move from on-premises to remote learning.
Wow, Scott, I knew you would say Kaltura. I knew you would say that one, but yeah, you were like dual pass, all of that, right? Awesome. I totally agree. And I'm thankful for Scott because without, I don't have to remember anything he just said. I just say, Scott, help.
I agree. And definitely, this is Manpreet. Really grateful to Scott, Stephen, and the entire IT team to pull everything together and being available. And Chris, actually, I just talked to him yesterday. My global protect was not working, and within minutes he was like, all right, let's work on it. So really, thank you.
I just wanted to chime in, BBJ, earlier when you were talking. I just want to say you and Craig are both an inspiration to me, and I know to some of our other fellow staff members. I know a few years ago with your guys' running group, it really inspired. I know Michelle and I know Mark joined in. We all did. I think we had maybe 10 to 12 of us did a half marathon because of you guys and seeing all of the work you guys put in after school. So I just want to say thank you for that. It still inspires me now. And it's, you know, you guys are just always consistent with it. And sometimes I know I struggle with that, but seeing you guys constantly do that, I just say thank you because it re-motivates me, you know, to try to stay fit, especially, you know, now being a father, you know, it's even more important now that I have to be around and I have to be healthy. And so you both are big inspirations to us all. And Mark, I just want to thank you for that day when we ran that half marathon because I probably couldn't have done it without you, but we did the whole thing and I was very proud. And Michelle, you know, you're like a sister to me. I mean, you're family. And I just want to say thanks for, you know, for putting that all together too. So.
I think we need to do it again whenever hopefully next year, we need to do another half marathon representing the school again. So that will be fun.
Okay, so
Sorry,
thank you.
May
Yeah, we just have one. I guess we'll have one more minute. Sure, Armin, your turn. And then we're going to move into Barb's mindful.
I'm Arman and I'm a fourth year BSN student at UCLA School of Nursing. I just want to say that in my country where I'm from, Moscow, so we don't have Thanksgiving. So when 10 years ago I came to the United States and, you know, my friends like started gathering for Thanksgiving. I'm like, what is that? So I'm still kind of getting used to that, you know, to Thanksgiving. And I didn't 10 years ago, I couldn't understand what is it all about. Like, okay, so guys like Americans, what are you getting together? I cannot understand. So, but now, you know, living here and exciting all news kind of events in the United States and stuff like that. I have no family here, all my family in Moscow. So I still thank them for everything, but you know, they're not in Moscow. Oh, they're not in the United States. But this year I was thinking about what I would like to thank for. Well, I thank for this year, what happened this year, and it's such a difficult year for each of us. And I'm thankful, and I'm sure that I can represent all our students that we are getting through this year together. And I'm so glad to be a part of this UCLA School of Nursing community. I'm so glad that you picked a guy who's 35 years old at that point, put him in BSN program, and I'm so thankful for that. And I love you, all of you, and you know, I know most of you, BBJ, Dr. BBJ, I love you, Dr. Brello, Dean Sarna, everyone, and just thank you for your job, for your belief in our students, and with you we can do it together for sure, and I'm thankful for that.
Thank you. That was well said. Well said. And don't forget to thank Mark. He's the admissions.
Oh, Mark was first person when I didn't know if I can come to UCLA. I came to UCLA and the first open door that I found, it was Mark.
Right.
And I came to him and I'm like, hello, my name is Arman and I want to be accepted to UCLA School of Nursing. He's like, what? I'm like, so, and that's it. Yeah. Oh, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark is just my.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mark's
Thank
at the
you
top
very
of the
much,
list.
guys.
So thank you. All right, Deborah, you're on. Would you like to introduce Barb?
Barb Denman is one of our best educators. She's won awards, but she's also helped so many people with mindfulness. I think she's taught in most of the undergraduates and some of the Meccan as well. But when the pandemic started, we were looking for ways to help people relax and cope. And Bob offered to do a Thursday afternoon from April through June. She ran weekly mindfulness sessions with our students and faculty, whoever could come. And she did it faithfully, and they were beautiful sessions. And now she's back to help us end this meeting in a very positive way. And only Bob can do it this way. She's a certified mindfulness instructor. She's a nurse who's taking care of people all over the world, who must be thankful for her to ever, because she's traveled where people don't easily go to take care and help. And now she's a mother as well as a wife. And it's been my pleasure to, and several other people's pleasure, to know her for so many years and see her evolve. So thank you, Bob, for being Bob.
Thanks, DKG. Best intro ever. Appreciate that. Yeah. I really appreciated too how you've seen me evolved, because I feel like I've been here for 12 years. And when I first came on to UCLA SON, I was new, you know, and I look back and just so grateful and reflective for the UCLA family. And even, you know, when I was in the hospital on bed rest, so many of you came and saw me. I'll never forget when the IT like team came in the door to see me on bed rest. I was like, what is going on right now? You know, so I just do feel like School of Nursing is a family, and so grateful. So thank you to everybody, and really grateful to share a mindfulness moment of gratitude with all of us, and for this opportunity. It's something I just love to do, and love to do with family, and the family, biological family, and our chosen family. So thank you for this opportunity to the DEI team. So with that, I guess let's begin. And I just want to say, you know, thank you for joining me in this stress reduction activity. This is an exercise that promotes calm and stillness within, and it can cultivate feelings of being grounded and resilient, especially during times of stress. And although the holidays can be a wonderful time of gratitude and celebration, there can also be a time of stress and difficulty and challenges for others as well, and ourselves. So what we'll do together is a tool that we can always call on. It's always available to us. And we'll just take the time to practice together right now. And I will guide you with my voice, so you can just kind of follow along and listen to the instructions. And you can leave your screen on or off, whatever is most comfortable to you. I'll leave mine on. So first, let's just take a position of comfort. So that's going to be a position where it's comfortable for you, but also your spine is straight. So I see many of us are sitting. So for me, I'm going to put my hips to the back of the chair. So just be mindful of scooting to the back of your chair and then placing both feet on the ground. And then we can think of kind of straightening our spine, or if you even want to kind of move it left or right a little bit and just kind of wiggle your spine and wake it up. And bringing shoulders up to your ears and then rotating them back. So really opening up that chest and sitting up tall. We can think of straightening up our cervical spine or our neck and just really tall. Sometimes I imagine someone's kind of pulling my spine up from the ceiling. And just tucking the chin a little bit, and you can have your hands in any position on your lap, folded, palms up, whatever feels comfortable for you. And eyes can be open or closed, whatever's feeling comfortable. And if they are open, just kind of lightly gazing downward, maybe towards your knees or the desk or a laptop, but not really looking all around and getting a lot of visual stimuli. And so in this position, I like to think of just really having a tall, straight back, but then also softening the front. So kind of softening the abdominal muscles, softening the chest. And this is a very symbolic position of just being very stable and strong and tall and firm, but at the same time, soft and pliable and adaptable, flexible, easygoing. And it's a very symbolic position of how we can approach life, especially challenges of being tall and strong and soft and adaptable, just like our spine and our front. And then whenever it feels good for you, let's go ahead and take 3 nice, long, deep breaths at your own pace. So 3 nice, long, deep breaths in and out at your own pace. And first, we're just going to bring some attention or mindfulness to hearing and the experience of hearing or sound. So you're noticing sounds near you or inside the room. And then expanding that awareness even further out. So maybe sounds outside of the room or sounds in the distance. And just kind of noticing what sounds are here for you at this moment. And noticing sounds that may be consistent, sounds that come and go, maybe any space in between the sounds that are transient, sounds that are louder or further in the distance, just kind of simply observing. And then taking a nice deep breath in and out. And now we'll offer some attention to the felt sensation or the body. So first seeing if there's any strong stimuli that kind of comes to the mind with the felt sensation or within the body. And then kind of tuning into maybe the everyday kind of mundane felt sensations. So what does it feel like to be sitting on the chair? Maybe the pressure on the sit bones or the legs. Maybe noticing the weight of clothing or the weight of glasses on the face. The feeling of feet on the floor, or maybe socks or shoes around the feet. Maybe noticing the temperature of skin exposed to the air versus the temperature of skin below clothing. Just kind of seeing what kind of felt sensations are here for you right now. And, you know, maybe there's not much sensation at all, and that's an observation too. So we're not trying to create something to happen, just seeing what's here. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and out. And now we're just going to offer, just be mindful of the breath. So seeing what is it like to breathe? What is the action of breathing? So noticing when we inhale and exhale, kind of noticing the chest rising and falling. Maybe just offering some attention to the beginning of inhaling and the end of inhaling, the beginning of exhaling and the end of exhaling, and any pauses or spaces in between. And if you find that the mind is wandering, starting to think of the future and plan, or starting to think of the past and ruminating, that's completely okay. That's the nature of the mind. And we know the mind does that. And when you catch the mind wandering, you just kind of gently escort your attention back to the object of focus. Right now, that's the breath. And you do that as many times as you need to. And that's a normal occurrence, a normal phenomenon. And then taking a nice deep breath in and out. And then just bringing our attention to the face and all the muscles in the face and seeing what it's like to relax those muscles or imagine relaxing them. So what is it like to soften the eyes, soften the eyebrows, relax the jaw and the tongue, maybe let the jaw drop. Just inviting that great potential in of the face kind of resting. And then bringing your attention to your shoulders. It's an area where we hold a lot of stress. So seeing what it's like to let the shoulders kind of drop, let the muscles disengage, kind of get longer, relax, or imagining them relaxing. And then bringing your attention to the upper back and middle back and lower back. And just imagining or seeing if it's possible to let those muscles relax, rest, take a break. And then taking a deep breath in, and on the exhale, trying to relax the whole body. And just seeing what it's like to have the upper arms become a little heavy, but still feel supported. Have the legs become a little heavy, but still greatly supported. And just inviting this incredible potential in for resting. And kind of taking a mental moment to note that in this very second and at this moment, there's nothing due and there's no decision that has to be made. There's no action to take. There's no role to play that we play in our lives of, mother or father, sister, brother, daughter, son, friend, employee, employer, whatever it is that we do. And then at this very second, there's an incredible potential for resting. And just taking a nice deep breath here in this moment, in and out. And if it feels comfortable for you, just placing a hand over your heart on your chest. And just taking a moment to thank yourself for participating in a health promotion activity. What we have done, what we're doing now is known to decrease stress, promote health, boost the immune system, create calmness and resiliency, and just taking a moment to thank yourself, everything you did today to get here, your calendar, your schedules, and just seeing if we can really give ourselves some gratitude and thanking ourselves for all the efforts we've done to get here right now. And then also seeing if we can offer ourselves some encouraging words, maybe some words of kindness or support. We could say something like, I'm doing the best that I can, and that's enough. Or, may I be safe, may I be healthy, may I be happy. May I navigate challenges with grace and ease. May I be kind and supportive to myself. And just seeing if there's any other words of encouragement you can offer oneself if anything comes up. And just also taking a moment to note that this place of, you know, the potential of rest and resting and calmness and the kindness we can offer ourselves, this is always accessible. This is always a tool that we have, and all we need to do is just kind of take a moment to call on that. And that we can really friend ourselves and be supportive to ourselves in this way by promoting moments of rest, relaxation, and kindness and support to ourselves. And so taking 2 more nice, big, deep breaths in and out at your own pace. And then just starting to kind of wiggle your toes and your fingers and opening and closing your hands and palms and pointing and flexing your feet. Maybe rotating your wrists and feet and ankles, as long as that's not painful. And straightening and bending your arms and legs, flexing and extending. And rolling your shoulders backwards a few times, as long as that's not painful. And then rolling your shoulders forwards a few times. And bringing your chin towards your chest and just kind of feeling that nice stretch. And then your right ear towards your right shoulder. Remembering to keep breathing. And your left ear towards your left shoulder, feeling that nice stretch. And then little circles, semicircles, if that feels comfortable for you. And then raising your arms towards the ceiling and stretching high and looking towards the ceiling, opening your eyes if they've been closed and taking a deep breath in. And then just exhaling your arms down nice and slow, opening your eyes. And just kind of setting an intention to our practice, you know, may all challenges that we are greeted be an awakening for growth and love and kindness. And may we be filled with gratitude and love during this holiday weekend. And I just want to thank you all for practicing with me and just for creating our UCLA family. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barb. That was wonderful.
Thank you. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this normally on a Tuesday afternoon. So I just am filled with gratitude for all of you too.
So Deborah, would you like to close us out?
Yes, I want to thank everybody for joining today. And I think that this has just been a wonderful event, and we've all shared so much with each other. And we're very grateful to I'm very grateful to have all of you and in my life. And I know you feel the same. And what a blessed place to work. We are so fortunate to have a School of Nursing family. And I hope that all of you have a restful weekend and relax in whatever ways, it be it Zoom with your family, with however you do it, just have peace and gratitude.
Thank you for the music. That was right on time. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And thank the
you,
D and the
Anita.
D. I'm so
Thank you.
grateful to have a wonderful DEI colleagues to be to help plan and make this event happen.
Thank you, Kevin, one of our newest members to our team.
Thank you. Thank you to
Thank
everyone.
you.
Love the music, Jamie.
Terrific, terrific.
We wanted the music. I'll stop the recording.